2026 and the link is feeling cold. Stories of a super runner getting kinda old. Jalen under fire, say his vision's getting tight. Calling them uncoachable every single night. AJ in the tray, got me in my feels. Mr. Hollywood is the brownest on the field. Man, he ain't calling plays, I'll be searching for the spark. Eagles flying solo, hunting shadows in the dark. Vrabel and Russini trying to launch a master plan. Ever since the photos got you sitting with the fans. Draft day approaching, how we sitting on this perch. Gotta fill some holes, so you know he's on the search. 10 toes down with the Eagles on the scene. Watching out for Cap, cause your boy is bleeding green. Searching through the trending topics, info moving slow. Pro fan talk, always keep you in the know. Hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Where the real ones bar. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover it all. Hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Where the real ones bar. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover it all.
What's going on, good people? Happy Wednesday to you. Had to remember what day it was. Had to put the trash out this morning, so that's Wednesday. Yeah. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's going on? Who's in the chat? What's up? Hope you're having a good Wednesday. It's all good in the hood. Darth Panda, you are first out the limo. What's going on? Tiffany falling through as usual. As usual, good evening. Good evening, good evening. Afrado, you know we're going to get into that in a minute. Appreciate you, brother. Diana Vrabel will keep going this whole season. And you know what? I don't blame her. What's up, Q? It's going good, brother. It's going good. It's going good. Chris 3K, what it do? What it do? Daniel Berry Sports. Happy Wednesday. What's up? So it's all good in the hood. Yeah, I saw front office got promotions. We got Adam Berry, Andrew Berry's twin brother. I didn't even realize he had a twin brother. Shout out to all my other twins in the house, man. Shout out to the twins. That's what I'm talking about. Twin power. One of the twin powers activate. Me and my twin sister say that all the time. We both got T-shirts. So yeah, that was cool. We'll get into that a little bit later, man. But so yeah, man, this stuff just keeps going. Just keeps going and going on, man. It's the gift that keeps on giving. But I wanted to talk about, I saw now watch, I forgot to forward it. To my Twitter. And now watch, I ain't gonna be able to find it. It was a dude breaking down. It was the new news. I don't know if this was TMZ. I don't know who this was, but they were breaking down the new revelation in the Vrabel Russini thing, and they were talking about, here we go. Kay is like, dog. They talking about the boat when she was pregnant, but the dude was breaking it down right around the Julio Jones trade. So, and the whole thing with all of this, yes, it's sketch if he on the boat with Russini and Russini is pregnant. She must have been 6-7 months pregnant at that point, because not long after that alleged boat trip was when she gave birth. So, but the thing in all of this, the point that the dude brought up was the Julio Brown trade and how she came out talking about teams were giving up a one and this, that, and the other. And basically what they saying was she drove down the price, because once you put it out there that she's got it on the good source, that they're looking for a first round pick, everybody else is like, well, I ain't giving that first round pick, so I'm out. Don't even bother calling them. The price goes down. So if anybody would try to do that, and she putting it out there like basically a deal's in place. I mean, if we want to be for real about it, doesn't it sound familiar to the stuff that they've been putting out about AJ Brown, what they want for him, what would be involved in the trade, all of that type of stuff. You She's done it before. And now people are starting to connect the dots because, and I guess back then, nobody would have thought that nobody back then when they was doing all this stuff. Well, see, it's hard to even say because at the end of the day, social media was up, and he even the guy even told the story that they wanted to take a picture with the crew, and Vrabel was willing to do it. Russini did not want to do it, and Vrabel did it with the addendum that don't post this nowhere. If you post it somewhere, I know it came from you. And they're not going to do that because you're talking about back then, you're talking about a small crew of people, right? So what would happen? What would happen if somebody posts it? Well, they can only get it from one place, which means everybody on that ship is guilty. So rather than try to figure out who did it, they get rid of everybody. So everybody on that crew loses a gig. And they want them type of gigs. They want them NFL gigs because them NFL gigs pay money. Them NFL gigs, they can do the bare minimum and everybody getting a tip. That's how the NFLs and the NBAs and the pro players do. God forbid you give good service, they're going to really hook you up. Most of them. There are some people that make a lot of money that is really cheap, but you understand what I'm saying for the first part. So you got that. Yes, there's always the risk that somebody's going to put your business out in the streets. But that's one way of doing it, because if he takes that picture on that boat, and let's say you got a crew of 12 people, you know all 12 people on that boat. So if this does get out somewhere, if this does somebody posted on MySpace or Instagram or whatever was popping back then when they were on that boat, whenever, it is very easy to look up the crew and cross-reference and figure it out. And like I said, everybody's at risk. Like, I'm getting rid of the whole crew. Give me a whole new crew in here. And they don't want to lose that money. But it's interesting. He was going to take the picture. She didn't want to. And it's also interesting. What you doing on a boat and you 7-8 months pregnant? So they were always messy. And clearly people have seen them and they just now getting to the point where they collecting the dots. And I think what I was going to say earlier was nobody back then was worried about receipts like they pull receipts now because they was messy. Everybody saw their business. How's somebody going to take pictures of you in a bar somewhere? Even if it was like a private bar or something like that, and you all out and about in the open. Now, people may not have known who Diana Russini was at the time, especially if you don't follow sports, but Vrabel had his name out there a little bit. Now, and I'm sure, because even now, there's some places that you can go, and everybody got their story. If you played pro ball, everybody has the story where you were out somewhere and somebody says, are you famous? Or like, you know what I mean? So even big wigs, you know what I'm saying, I recognize you, or they get the line and would say, you must be famous because everybody keeps staring at you. So stuff like that happens all the time, but they were just messy, man, straight up. They was just messy. And I think it was like that because never in a million years would they think this would happen. And who does? Don't nobody worry about getting caught till you get caught. Nobody worries about that stuff. And you always at a risk. And it's getting to the point now where you can't go nowhere. There's cameras everywhere. Y'all think, let me go on my little rant real quick. Y'all think all this AI stuff, y'all making pictures and videos and adding to your social media, that ain't what AI is doing. AI is learning. I sound like a movie. I sound like freaking the Terminator, learning at a geometric rate. And what it's doing is it's learning how to put pieces together. I have seen, when I got my MetaQuest, when I got my little virtual reality headset, y'all know I'm a nerd. Stop laughing. When I got my virtual reality headset, one of the demos was I could go. It's like a travel thing. You can pick a city, and you can pick a point in the city, and they got pictures live on like street views and stuff like that. And basically, what it is somebody was just in there, was at the location, and they take a 360 picture. So basically, they take a snapshot of everything that's going on, right? And it's pretty cool because if I want to get on this intersection in Paris, I get a snapshot. So I see the people walking by, because literally it's like somebody walked in the middle of Paris and took a snapshot, all the people walking by, the traffic and cars. But you got to expand on that because you're dealing with virtual reality. I can look, I'm free roaming. I can look in any direction, 360 degrees around me. I can look down. If I look down and I get on one knee, the ground comes closer to me. So there's spatial awareness and spatial computing, all of that type of stuff. That's why it's called virtual reality. If there's supposed to be a store 20 feet to my right, I can walk to the store and look to see what's in the window. Virtual reality. What virtual reality is doing is more than just Chat GPT and making up a business plan for you. What it's learning how to do is learning how to connect with all of these cameras that are around the country and around the world. And what it's learning to do is stitching those cameras together. So literally what you get is a real-time 360-degree view of anywhere in the world. That's what's coming. That's the thing that people don't understand. I worked at the Apple store in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And one of the things that we had was, y'all remember when Pokemon Go popped on the phones and everybody was running? And it was great. People running out with their kids and getting exercise and getting off the couch. Pokemon Go. We had a Pokemon Go thing right in front of the Apple store. They wasn't stupid. They put that right in front of the Apple store because the Apple store is, if the Apple store is in a mall, Apple is usually the busiest store in that mall. So they weren't stupid. And then you find out more than a decade later that all Pokemon Go did was map out every place in America. And we running around. I mean, I didn't really play it, but folks is running around catching Pokemons, and that data, that map data, you filming everything. Now they have AI that stitches all of that stuff together. Ain't y'all seen the baseball games? They got baseball technology now where they got cameras in all different parts of the stadium, and they got AI technology that pulls from those cameras and stitches it all together in real time. So what they do is, if you watching a replay of a pitch, they can stop the pitch mid-air and you can go 360 pan around the ball. You can focus in on the ball. You can focus in on the player, the batter, the umpire, the catcher, the man out in right field. You can focus in on anybody, and you can have a 360-degree view of any person on that field. All because you got cameras in strategic locations, and you got an AI brain that's stitching all of those pictures together. And what it doesn't see, it makes it up. That's where the AI comes in. So all of this practice that AI is getting is when you take a picture of your little grandson or your little granddaughter and you say, put them on a ship and, put them in the middle of the sea with mermaids jumping out of the water. You giving the AI practice, but that's a real life application. What they doing in baseball, what they doing in sports, what they doing in real life. So you ain't gonna be able to go nowhere without somebody seeing you, and AI stitching that shit together. And the one thing is, it's always getting better. Always. It's the real deal. You know what the funny part is most of these kids these days, and I'm talking about kids, young adults in high school and just now getting into college, most of these kids, and hell for that matter, most of the adults, they don't even know how to use it. You know why? Because most of these kids can't even damn read. We got a huge contingency of kids that really can't read up to their level. And the reason why you need to know how to read is because you got to be able to write out those prompts be expressive, be explicit. You got to know how to write a paragraph. It all goes back to education, and because it's some powerful stuff. Some powerful stuff, and it's going to infiltrate. It's already infiltrated finances. It's already infiltrated sports. You know they got the. Tell me why they ain't using they ain't putting the microchip in the footballs so they can tell where the first down is. You put it on both ends of a football, both tips of a football. You can know within a micrometer, or not micrometer. What's the smallest? You know, within an inch, a centimeter, a millimeter. If the ball passes the line, you should know it automatically because the technology exists and it works. And it's a hell of a lot better than a referee sitting on the field at a bad angle trying to figure out if he got it right. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. Like why, like in baseball, why do they have a replay for baseball when you got a system that can make sure it's right off the bat? The only reason they doing that is because they're trying to protect the umpires. Because bad umpires are a part of the game now. You got these idiots that can't call a strike to save their life, but they got a union and all of that kind of stuff. So Major League Baseball just can't fire them. But they got a system in place because the technology is too convenient and it's too fast. Speed was the problem before. Now it's not a problem. You can get that shit instantly. So if you can eliminate the mistakes from the game, why not do it? That technology I was talking about in the baseball stadiums, you think they're not going to do that in the NFL? You don't think they're going? Think of the now I'm showing my nerd. Think of I'm sure everybody's seen this. Everybody's seen the famous scene in The Matrix. Everybody's seen that where Neo goes back and they do the famous scene, the slow motion. They know that. And we all know how it did. He took 360 cameras and each camera fired off at the same time. And then computers stitched it all together. So you had 360 shots and however many seconds that scene shot. 32 frames a second times 360 cameras times how many seconds? How long was that scene? 10 seconds. So the thousands of frames that they took from that little spot, there was a computer brain that stitched all of that shit together. And now AI can do that stuff in real time. In real time. So, yeah. Yeah. Steve, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. How you think? Let me see if I can show you this. I'm gonna go because it's easy to figure out. Right, here we go. Here we go. Oh damn. Jamel Hill, she went blonde. See if I can find one. It's easy to find. So okay, so look. All right, so check this out. Hold on, I'm gonna bring y'all in on this because this is actually I've been noticing this, right? So let's count them off, right? Let's count them off. Let me see. One. This is AI. I'm looking at all of the AI thumbnails, right? Because if you notice, my default thumbnail for this video right now, for this live stream, is the one of me in Philly at the Art Museum during the Super Bowl parade, because I didn't make one. So it defaults to the picture on my YouTube homepage. But look at this. The shutter drag, that's an AI picture. This right here, my boy Prince, I Am Zoe Media. This is an AI. This is a good one though, because you got it did a good job with Asia Wilson. It did a good job with Angel Reese, although in my opinion, that really doesn't look like Angel Reese. And that definitely doesn't look like Fee Collier, because that's supposed to be Fee Collier from Minnesota. But it's got the banners in the background, the right logos, all of that type of stuff. So I'm not crazy about the font, but I'm nitpicking. But that's an AI unit. That's an AI thumbnail. What else? What else? What else? This is AI. These right here, Madonna and all that stuff. I've been seeing these all over the place. That's all AI. This is an AI thumbnail right there. Let's see what else. What else? That's not. She's a Photoshop expert. That is not AI. She probably made that one. That's easy. This kind of looks like AI, but this is too easy. It's easy to make that in Photoshop. This is AI. This is AI. So all I'm saying is this is AI. This is AI. This right here with Anthony Michael Hall. That don't even look like Kelly LeBrock. That's supposed to be Kelly LeBrock from Weird Science. That's not even what Kelly LeBrock looks like. That's all wrong. But you can tell that looks like Anthony Michael Hall, but that a little bit off. That's a little bit better, but it still not quite 100%. That does not look like the guy from the movie. If you never saw the movie or you don't remember it, it's close enough. And that damn sure don't look like Kelly LeBrock. So, but yeah, it's just, you see stuff like this all the time, and I'm like I'm looking for it now. Like I'm looking for it. So, all of that type of stuff, I'm always looking for something. Because what I'm gonna start doing, I'm gonna start making my own thumbnails again. It just takes more time. My thumbnails can be just as good. But also the thing you got to think of is now this the algorithms make it easier with the AI stuff. So the algorithm picks up the AI stuff a little bit easier. So I understand why people are going to it. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Damn, hold on, let me move myself over here, since I got the thing to it. So, but yeah, man, that's just one of them things that everybody's doing. But and you gotta use it, man. You gotta use it. It does make your life easier, but at the end of the day, it's just a tool, and you better learn how to use this tool. Better learn how to use it. Yeah. Steve, I'm messing around with one now. I just found a YouTube channel. This dude, his work was off the chain. It's called what was it called? Chronicles of something. He wrote a story and he made a movie. Now I watched this last night. This movie had to be like 45 minutes, and these are episodes. So he got an ongoing thing, and it's about what is it called? Chronicles of something. It's a fantasy movie, and basically it's about the world of Peter Pan. Somehow it's gotten corrupted. Hook is not a bad guy, he's a good guy. Peter Pan got killed. Like it's off the chain though. It's off the chain. This dude wrote a whole world, a whole universe based on the story Peter Pan. I mean, Peter Pan is not a nice story anyways. If you've read the book ain't nothing like the damn movie. Let me say that. So, and a lot of people believe that, Hook is not the villain. They made him the villain in the Disney movie, but in the book, Hook really isn't the movie, because you're talking about somebody that's kidnapping kids. So, but it is what it is, man. So, but yeah, man, everybody, Ford got technology to control your car. I saw a video the other day. Some girl was in her Tesla, and her Tesla pulled over, and she wasn't at her destination, and she thought something was going wrong with the car. What she didn't know was there was an ambulance coming behind her. So the car sensed the ambulance and pulled over for her. When the ambulance went by, car got back on the road and back on course. She never knew. So, it's out there. You just got to learn how to use it, man. Master the technology. Don't let it master you. 500 electric bills because of AI data centers. Yes, that's a big thing. That's a big thing. The data centers, man. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with these data centers. Here's the problem with AI, as I see it. Everybody gets addicted to convenience. I'm a Photoshop expert. I've been using Photoshop and doing graphic design and doing CAD and 3D animations. I've been doing that for years, since I got out of college. And now somebody with no experience can write some stuff in a program, and they can do the thing that I've been studying for the past 20 years. They can do it in 20 seconds. And they don't have no background in it. And you get addicted to the convenience. My point in going through all of these AI thumbnails, you get addicted to the convenience. Why should I take a half hour trying to create something in Photoshop when I can do it in 30 seconds and then move on to the next thing? That's the problem with AI. It's too good. And we already in a situation where these kids these days, they don't want to do shit in the first place. We came up different. We had Britannica, Encyclopedia Britannica. We had to go to the library and check books out. You had to physically do some work. These kids nowadays don't have to do nothing. They can go right on Google, find exactly what they're looking for. It'll spit it out for them. They don't have to critically think. They ain't got to do no work. They ain't even got to type it up. It types it up for you. If you want to appear like you stupid, you can say, hey, type this up, except type it up like I'm in the 6th grade. And it'll do it. But people are lazy to the point where I don't feel like trying to look it up. Well, you ain't even got to do shit. But stuff like that transfers to everything you do. Now, if you're lazy like that, think about all the stuff that we had to do when we grew up playing sports. When we grew up, why you think is so many, like one of the big topics nowadays is like injuries, the pro level injuries. They got more technology, more science, sound science, mind you, nutritional technology, health technology, recovery technology. They got all of this stuff. Why is so many pro athletes still getting hurt at the rate they get hurt at? Why is that? I don't know. Sixers are down by 2 with 4 minutes left in the fourth. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But it affects everything, man. It's I said this the other day. Are you hungry or do you just want something to eat? Which one is it? Are you hungry or do you just want something to eat? That's the question. And ain't nobody hungry no more. Ain't nobody hungry enough. That's why it's so these kids going to college. These kids ain't hungry for no education. They trying to get to college to get their NIL money. That's it. That's it. So the whole game has changed, and the drive of a lot of these athletes coming out is totally different now than it was when we were going to school. It's totally different. Because now in college, you got kids that, well, I don't want to play. I don't want to get hurt and mess up my money. Like they have that attitude now. And it's crazy. It's new. We ain't used to it. Us old schools, we ain't used to that. We ain't used to that. We grew up on hose water and freeze tag, man. We scuffed our knees up. We went outside to play. All of that stuff gone. Gone. and it's needed. Hey, Coach, do you think the rumblings of the Eagles trading AJ for Christian Gonzalez holds any weight? I don't think we need him, in my opinion. Listen, in my opinion, everything is on the table. Everything is on the table. I don't give a damn what they're talking about the whole stuff with New England going to the Patriots. The Patriots is not a done deal right now. And with all of this stuff coming out with Vrabel and Russini continues to come out, there is the possibility that Vrabel might be asked to step down. If the NFL wants to get into this for the tampering that might be involved, and I think that's where it's going. They grown folks. She knew he was married. He knew he was married. So they may have been messing around before she got married or whatever. I don't know. It don't matter. She knew he was married, and he knew he was married. So you talking about two grown folks just making bad decisions. The only difference is they get paid a lot of money in the meantime. So the way things going now, Diana Rossini getting drugged through the mud. She's the one catching all the smoke. Vrabel ain't catching no smoke. None. He went to a pep rally for the Patriots. They gave him a standing ovation. What? Meanwhile, Stephon Diggs gets exonerated. The girl was lying on him, but he had to go to court. He had to pay for a lawyer. He had to do all of that stuff. And she was lying. This dude got caught red-handed. And ain't nothing going to happen to him. They got it bass backwards, man. It's crazy. So I don't know what's going to happen. Whatever trade you think, whatever you think up in your head as a possible landing destination for AJ Brown, it's possible. LA is possible. San Francisco is possible. And anybody else. Because ever since Vrabel and Russini got outed, everything has been wonky. And we were the first ones saying the fact we can give a damn about who she's sleeping with. The fact that she was leaking information in regards to AJ Brown, did it help or hurt the trade value of Arthur James Brown coming from the Philadelphia Eagles? So that's the only thing. Is it Arthur or is it Anthony? I think it's Arthur. What's AJ Brown stand for? Hold on. Let me look that up. I don't like getting folks' names wrong. Is it Arthur? Arthur Juan Brown. So I got the Arthur right. I got the Juan wrong. I said Arthur James. Arthur Juan Brown. So yeah, man, it is up in the air. Anything is on the table right now. Any and everything is on the table. That is not a guarantee that AJ Brown is going to go to the Patriots. And even with he being friends with Mike Vrabel got issues going on right now. Flavor Flav got problems of his own. So, like somebody asked this question, and I thought it was a legit question. After everything that's going on, do you want to go in there and deal with that maelstrom? And I know the players say, yeah, that's our coach. We're going to have our coaches back and all of that type of stuff. I understand that. But there does come a level of distraction because you know it's going to be some smart-ass beat reporter that's going to be hitting people up with questions. You know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. So, shut up, Pen. Half Mexican. Stop it. And by the way, I hope y'all saw my post, man. It was Cinco de Mayo yesterday. If it was Cinco de Mayo and you got food from Moe's, Taco Bell, or Chipotle, you are disrespectful. That's all I'm saying. And I like Chipotle. But if you went to one of those restaurants or one of those chain restaurants and you did not find your mom and pop Mexican restaurants, you disrespectful. You disrespectful, bro. Plus, but I also know it's where we are. Me being in the Philadelphia, South New Jersey area, Mexican restaurants and little Mexican spots and bodegas and all that kind of spot. That stuff is just like a lot of these Italian mom and pop places. That's why our cheesesteaks are so damn good over here. Because you can go to some place in Philly that look like the back of somebody's backyard, and it's a store that may have been there for years. Them Italian corner stores, bodegas, they all the same thing. They family owned, and grandmama been making sandwiches up out of there for 30 years. We got them type of places, and we got a place right up the street. Shout out to Los Compadres in Sicklerville, New Jersey. They Mexican food is on point, and I had me some street tacos and they guacamole. They put some cayenne in it, and it's always hot. Man, listen. Function, I love Chipotle too, but Chipotle ain't got shit on real Mexican food, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I did that one time. My wife looked at me like I was crazy. Because, every now and then I'll still eat like I'm in college. And for whatever it was, one night I was just hungry. And I ended up getting one of them taco 10 packs from Taco Bell one time. And I was like, and then a couple days later, I ended up going to the Mexican place, and I got to order nachos, like order some beef nachos. And I was like, I opened that box up, and I was like, what in the hell is this? I was like, I felt like I needed to go back to the restaurant and apologize to them for all the times I went to Chipotle and Taco Bell. And I was like, this been here the whole time, and I've been BSing around at Taco Bell eating that shit. Like, I felt like I needed to go and apologize, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, hey, bruh. Yep. My twin sister is in Atlanta. She talk about that all the time. She hit them barbecue places at the gas stations. Yeah, I understand, man. I understand. I used to go this place I used to work. We used to have to fly out to the Silicon Valley every year for trade shows and stuff like that. So we stayed right in the valley, and our hotel was right across the street from this Mexican restaurant. And a Mexican restaurant is good when you walk up in there and it's only like one or two people that speak English. All I know is I got a burrito, and I didn't eat nothing but that burrito for a day and a half. It was like $8. And I had enough food for like 2 days, man. I was like, man, that's what I'm talking about, boy. Yeah, LA got the Mexican street food on lock though. With the business, with the food trucks, that business booming, and all of the pull that the Food Network has and all that type of stuff, man. It's everywhere, man. So all I'm saying is when you have days like Cinco de Mayo and stuff like that, like, go to your local spot, man. Don't go to the chain restaurants. Go to that mom and pop shop and have them make you some real tortillas and guacamole and some real street tacos, some real carne asada, all of that stuff, man. Get the real deal, bro. So Banqueta in Texas. I don't know the next time I'm coming to Texas, but I'll keep that in mind. I had to let Tone know. Tone down in that area. So yeah, you got to hit the mom and pop with abuela in the back. Shoot, man, that food is good. But in any case, so I'm reading this. This was 11 hours ago with Schefter. Schefter was saying that the AJ Brown trade is inevitable. I agree with that. We just don't know where. I agree with the inevitability. We just don't know where yet. So, yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen when it's gonna happen. So, but I'm still saying, like, with the whole situation with Vrabel and Russini, it is not a done deal with the Patriots, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I just don't think it's a done deal. So all this craziness has disrupted the natural flow of the information. So who knows, man? Who knows? Only wet burritos you eat with a fork and a knife. Listen, man, you got a good burrito. Yeah, man. Depends on how they pack it up. Depends on what they put on the outside. Do they spread the stuff? Do they spread the meat on the outside first, or do they put a layer of like sour cream, then put some corn, then put some vegetables and some lettuce before they put the meat down so it don't soak through the tortilla? There's techniques to this, man. There's levels to this, man. Don't get it mixed up, man. So, do you prefer a burrito you can eat with a knife and a fork, or burrito you can pick up? It don't matter. It don't matter to me. If it fall apart, that just means it's messy good. I don't. I've had both. I had a burrito that fell apart, and I still managed to eat it with my hands. So, guess what? It don't matter as long as it's good, bro. As long as they cook that pork right, as long as they cook that beef right, you know, chicken, it's all good, man. It's all good. So, um, yeah, there's no wrong answer in that. there's no wrong answer in that. So, got to pick it up and eat it. Yeah, you should pick it up and eat it. If you're trying to eat it while you're in the car, that's a no. You do not eat Mexican food in the car, bro, because it is gonna be sloppy good. And I hope you ain't wearing no clothes that you like. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I tell you what, man. If y'all want to talk about, I meant to do this earlier, but I got on my little rant. But I'm gonna drop the link just because I ain't done it in a while. So if you want to talk Vrabel and Russini or whatever, it's all good, man. Dropping the link. So bring it on. Come on board. Say what you got to say. I got to start. Now's the time. I got to start watching tape. It's time to get back on the grind, get back into NFLPro.com, and I got to start watching the all 22 tapes. And I got to start going over. I got to do two things. I got to start looking at tapes of Mekhi Lemon. I want to look at tapes of Markel Bell, and I got to look at tapes of Green Bay, so I can go back and see what kind of stuff Mannion was doing at Green Bay. So just to get a gist of, all right, what are we going to be looking at? Because there's going to be some similarities about what he used to do at Green Bay, and that's to be expected. So I want to see if I can glean any information from that, because those are the things that we need to know. What is he going to be calling? What is he going like? What you doing, bro? We need to know what's what. Definitely need to know what's what. So let's see. Let's go back to Twitter. I want to see if I can find that dude that was talking. There's my rented a private boat while she was pregnant. Yeah, see. Because I want to where he was talking about see, he was messy, man. Look at this picture. Look at this picture, y'all. They was messy. Look at that. Like, they messy right there. Ain't even trying to hide it. In a casino somewhere, with some regular schmegular folks. I know somebody in there recognized. So they was doing their thing, man. They was messy. They was messy. So and like, here's the thing, like, when these pictures came out, ain't nothing really bad about the picture. They chilling. But you got to understand the comfort level. You know what I'm saying? The comfort level of them two right now tells me that they've been doing this for a long time. So the question becomes, while Vrabel is going to all of this counseling, like when you get caught doing shit like this, what is counseling going to do for you? What is the counseling for? How do you counsel this? You've been caught. You mad because you got caught. So when you come to the press conference and looking like somebody done kicked your dog, that's your fault. But when you leave the third day of the draft to go, to get counseling, to get treatment, what are you being treated for? That's what I want to know. What are you being treated for? You being treated from your wife chewing your ass out and probably getting prepared to take half your shit, half his shit, Yana. How do you counsel something like that? You done already been caught. What do you counsel for? The only thing that you need to know is what she want to do. Because half your shit is gone, bro. Half your NFL pension, half your salary, all of that's gone. But you know what they would do going forward? Whatever contract he signed, you can write it in the contract. I need half of this salary to be mailed to this address. They can do that. They can definitely do that. So, but I'm looking at Diana Rossini. She got all the cards in her hand right now. And I'm saying that because for her, could it get any worse? The only thing that would be worse for Diana Rossini right now, the only thing that would be worse is if it turns out to be true that that's Mike Vrabel's kid, the one she named Michael. That's the only way it can get worse. Because if that turns out to be true, anybody would be like, man, screw you. Like, you nasty. Like, it would be some deep name calling. You know what I'm saying? So, but other than that, she holds all the cards. Because what else is somebody going to say about her? She done lost her job. What else how much lower can she get? Not much lower if she ain't at the bottom already. So the only way left for her to go is up. And all she got to do is decide to go on one of these podcasts and blow up the spot. Here's the timeline. This is what we did. Because the cat's out of the bag. What you holding back for? He got a job. You the one fighting. So that's why I believe it's only a matter of time. She gonna get her shit together. She gonna get her ducks in a row. She gonna write out this timeline, and she gonna blow his ass out of the water. Because he ain't catching no smoke. None. He's skating. He is skating. So, Birds coaches don't act like that. Well, what happened was, don't get it twisted, man. It was rumors about Doug Peterson too. So, yeah, you don't know what you don't know. So, it's oh, come on, Q. Why you damn. What happened? Did they lose? Sixers lose? Ah, Lord have mercy. Yeah, it is what it is with them, man. I'm so sick of damn Joel Embiid and him getting hurt and all that stuff, man. I knew it. I knew that was gonna happen. He got out the first round again. Then you get to the second round and now you out again. It's like, Lord have mercy, bro. What's going on with you? But anyways. Yeah, Q, you funny, dude. Vrabel could have a prenup, but I think they were dating when he was still at Ohio State. So I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt that. I doubt he was with that chick when she was at Ohio State. I doubt there's a prenup. I could be wrong. I'm sure it could probably be easy figured out. That's not a question that I've thought to ask ChatGPT or Gemini or whoever. So if you got the answer to that in the chat, put it in the chat. So, what's up, Art? I didn't even see you in there, bro.
How you doing, Coach?
What's good with you? Talk to me.
Man, I'm all good, man. I just wanted to address something that I'm getting pretty frustrated about. That I was watching Philly 500 today, and uh, he was on a stream with Mark Holmes, and
Yeah,
he was bringing it up on the fact that we ain't got nobody that can replace AJ Brown's numbers. So
I would agree with that.
I just wanted to address that real quick. So Devontae Smith last year, the last 7 games of the season, finished up with only 340 yards, right? The last 7 games, and still ended with over 1,000.
Yeah,
And that was because, A.J. Brown started kind of, fussing up, and we started going towards him, and we
right.
kind of went away from Smitty. So if you imagine, had we not did that, Smitty, we're talking at least 12 to 1,300 yards. So that's one. So if you don't want to say that he will step into the A.J. Brown's replacement, the number 2 guy is not going to be Lemon or Woolen or none of those guys, but it's going to be in combination of all those guys that are going to address number 2 and 3. But the wide receiver 2 and 3 are going to be addressed by like 3 to 4 guys, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
No, that makes perfect sense. But here's what you got to remember. We know what Smitty's going to. We have faith of what Smitty's going to do, right?
Yeah.
The question is, how much success is he going to have as the number 1? So now the number 1 goes from X to Z, because Smitty's a Z. Are they going to leave him on that side? I would imagine that they are. I'd imagine they're not going to change anything. But here's the point.
Not.
Here's the point where I agree with you. There's not going to be one person that matches up to the production. There's not going to be one person. But what we need to do is somebody, whether it's Dontavian Wicks, Hollywood Brown, Elijah Moore, it doesn't matter. Whoever's over there, they have to make defenses pay attention. That's what they have to do. What their production is, that remains to be seen, because there's going to be different factors in that. Is the offensive line blocking better? What does Banyon's offensive scheme look like? Things like that. But we have to have somebody at the X position who can force the defense to respect them. If we don't have anybody over there that draws the attention of the defense, that means Devontae Smith is going to get more double teams. And he's going to end up being less effective. So we need a balance on the other side. I don't know who it has to be, and they don't even necessarily have to be 1,000-yard receivers. They just have to be good enough to make the defense game plan. That's how I see it. If we get somebody lucky enough to get over 1,000 yards, that's just icing on the cake. I'm not expecting that. If we get somebody if we can get 600 to 800 yards from another receiver, we good.
See, that's exactly right. I think we can get, let's say Schmitty gets 1,200, right? Let's just for talk's sake, he gets 1,200. Let's say Lemon gets 650, 700, right? Let's say 700 yards, and then let's say Darius Cooper, someone gets another 300 yards, right? And then let's say another guy goes in there and gets 250. Well, guess what? We just covered that number 2 guy. So now it's the equivalent of having 2 number 1 guys.
No, I agree with that. But I guess my point is, I'm not looking at the stats. I'm looking at whoever is at X. Let's just say it's Dontavian Wicks. Is he forcing the defense to pay attention to him? That's the only thing I'm worried about, because we had the luxury of Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, and oh my God, our running back.
Barkley.
Yes, Saquon. So, and this panned out better than we could have ever hoped for in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Wherever you gambled wrong.
Right.
The Chiefs took they gave it their best shot, shutting down. They put all their resources into shutting down Saquon, and they kept him to 48 yards in the Super Bowl. But he
They did
also
a great
caught
job
a
at that.
pass. He also and then Jalen ran on him. So
Yep.
they picked their poison. They did exactly what they wanted to do, and it still wasn't enough. You want to concentrate on A.J. Brown? You saw what Devontae Smith did. You want to concentrate on Dallas Goedert? A.J. Brown goes right across the middle, that same middle that they said he couldn't throw to. He went right across the middle and scored. So all of our offensive weapons had a decent day. All of our offensive weapons made plays.
Yeah.
Saquon had a play. Saquon had a big catch that got us down to the goal line.
Down the sideline. Yep.
Yep. Smitty had the dagger. A.J. Brown caught the touchdown. Dallas Goedert caught a big play going across the middle that turned it into a splash play. Everybody on offense, and Jalen ran and made people miss and kept the sticks moving. Every weapon that we had on offense came through in the Super Bowl, and they had no answer for it.
Nope.
So that's how I look at it. People gonna get their yards because they playing at the pro level. Everybody's good, but I need somebody at that X receiver, or even if it's Mekhi Lemon in the slot. If Mekhi Lemon is lighting them up, and they got to take notice and figure out what they're going to do, if they got to bring in another linebacker, a faster linebacker, and they got to change their defensive scheme because Mekhi Lemon is lighting folks up, then that's somebody that the defense has to pay attention to that's not named Smitty. That just makes him that much better.
See, that comes down to, I would say, I personally think that comes down 50% to the player, so 50% Lemon and 50% Sean. Can he use Mannion? Can he use Lemon like as a Puka Nacua? If you put him in a position like Puka Nacua, you tell me he's not going to go absolutely insane? Versus if you just put him out there and be like, "Oh, show us what you got." No, we don't want that. You know what I mean?
He might, but here's the thing: I don't necessarily want the Puka Nacua. You want the result of Puka Nacua, but
of course,
you got to remember what do you think? What do you think the tape we gonna look at? If I'm playing the Eagles, I'm pulling up the 49ers and I'm pulling up the Rams and I'm pulling up the Packers. And that's everything you need to see right now. So he gonna have to change it up a little bit. He has to. And I trust that he'll do that. He ain't get this job because he was stupid. But then again, we said that about Patullo, so I don't know. So but it'll be fine, man. It's we got a long way to go. We still got a lot of stuff that we need to see first. So I don't try to get too crazy because we ain't seen nothing. And there's a lot of unknown variables in this offense right now, and we don't have answers. So we just got to wait it out.
See, there's two things on the ship, Coach, that you can't even sail without. One is going to be that O-line, and two is going to be how good is Sean.
I think the offensive line will be fine. I think that's the easiest thing to fix. Because even with Stoutland gone, and you know how much I love Stoutland, but he got the easiest job in my opinion. Cooper got the easiest job. You still got Lane Johnson, you still got Leonard Dickerson, you still got Cam Jurgens, and you still got Jordan Mailata. You good. You got one spot to fill. So I don't know if Markel Bell is going to move the guard. I don't know if Big Fred is going to do that. They got one hole to fill, and then the big underneath the undercurrent and all of this is that you still got to stay healthy, and nobody has any control over that. You got to stay healthy.
I don't think that O-line's issue last year was skill or talent. It was more of just too injured. You know what I mean? Just can barely even walk around. Those guys, like for example, Cam and Dickerson, they might have started a block pretty good, and they were holding up, and it looked good on camera, and the camera would like pan away to the other skilled players, but they would immediately just start completely giving up the block, probably like 1 to 2 seconds in, and that was over. Like they could not hold up. Whereas those guys in previous years could hold up and not get backpedaled at all. So that, well, that can be, well, that comes down to injuries, coach, and then that comes down to can it be you gotta hold the player.
Allen's fault.
Exactly. That's what I was going to get to.
As a coach, if I see one of my guys, if he's injured or he ain't getting it done, it is my job and my responsibility as a coach to get his ass out of there and get somebody else in there that can get it done. I don't care if he's hurt. I understand how that goes. We in the NFL, that everybody's gonna get hurt, but it's the coach's responsibility to look at the situation and say we got to have somebody better than what Cam Jurgens is giving us right now because he killing us. And Jeff Allen
I agree with that. That's the only thing that kind of like falls on Stoutland to me is why not take those guys out? I understand, like in 2025, they were injured, but they were still playing good. You know, they had their heart in it. They wanted to play for their guys. They were still playing good, so fine, play injured. But if you're playing so badly that you're a detriment to the team, and you're so injured that you can possibly end your career like Dickerson almost did, he almost ended it. You got to sit down and you got to protect the player from themselves because I'm sure they were like, Coach, we can play. We're going to go out there. We're going to do it. Don't worry about it. But you got to be like, nah, we got to sit you down. We're going to put someone fresh in there. We're going to see what happens.
Listen, man, they watched him film. They saw what it was. He knew
it was bad.
Allen knew exactly what was going on, and he chose not to act for whatever reason. I don't know if Brett Toth couldn't get it done, or I don't know what the answers was, but whatever – it had to be better than what we got. So my question was, well, like, why didn't you move it? So it is what it is, man. So
yeah, I mean, a fresh body would have been better than what we had, honestly. You know what I mean? Just anybody would have.
Why didn't he do it?
That's the confusion part on that, and that's why I'm kind of excited about this year. Is hopefully this new guy, if those guys do come in injured again like that and they're still beat up. He's going to be like, yeah, man, we got to get somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he'll be good. All right, let me hear from my boy Chris. Chris, what's going on, dude?
What's going on, Coach? What's going on, fellas?
What up, Chris?
Hopping in on a little bit of what I kind of overheard as I came in. First thing, I know you said it's early, Coach, but one thing I'm going to go out on a limb on and say in May right now that I'm pretty confident in is that Vic Fangio going to have a good defense. I'm pretty sure of that.
That's a guarantee.
That I'm pretty confident in. But to piggyback on some of the stuff that I heard about the Smitty aspect of things and him being a wide receiver, one potentially, and like you were saying, I mean, everything you were saying, Coach, was spot on. And the thing that people, that was in their feelings about AJ, whatever they want to feel or not feel, the one thing that you have to always do when he's on the field, you had to account for him. No matter what nobody said about they thought he lost a step or whatever. I promise you, no defensive coordinators that we played against this year, they wasn't thinking that. They saw 11 on that jersey and they knew he's a game plan because at any given moment, AJ is a guy that can break a game open. And regardless of what we think or what some people think, that's something that, numbers can't always tell that story. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm like, we can talk all this, and we'll see how it pans out. The type of new offense we're going to run and how maybe they want to spread the ball out and maybe Smitty will be the wide receiver on whoever it is. But like I said, depending on what happens with the whole AJ thing, like you can't account for what he represents on the stat sheet necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Like it's similar to to make a comparison, it's kind of like, like in basketball, you got 3-pointers and then you got this 3-pointers that Steph Curry makes. Like it's just different. You know what I'm saying? And when he's out there, no matter what, you always got to account for him. So that's why I'm like, I'm kind of with you. We can talk all this, the depth that Howie's brought in and, all these other things that they want to do. But at the end of the day, like if there's not that guy opposite of Smitty that really strikes fear in defenses, then they're just going to roll the safety over that way. And we might just end up, we'll see what happens with Dallas, how big a role he has in the offense. But, oh, wow, people are crazy. People are
I had to
crazy.
pop that up there. That was hilarious.
People are crazy. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how big of a role maybe Dallas Goedert takes a step forward in terms of the passing game. But like we can talk about all this depth we want to, and it's cool, but it's just something to be said about when there are certain guys at each position that are, like you said, they're a game plan. And no matter what you think of them, you got to account for them every week that they that they line up. So we'll see how it goes. Like, it's just a lot of time to, make any early presumptions. But yeah, I'm just kind of piggybacking off that point. And I mean, we can see we're gonna have to see what it looked like.
Yeah, that's it. That's it in a nutshell, bro.
We have to see what it looked like. So, I wanted to touch on a little bit some of what Tone was saying yesterday with the AJ thing. I wrote under the video. I don't know if you have seen it, but I was getting that because I think he was saying, I think AJ's frustrated, or some of the stuff, like he was frustrated with people in the city or this and that. And I've never, from what I've seen and heard, I don't think that's what it's been. I think we got to understand, like, sports it's not personal. It's business at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And if he feels like he wants to maximize his capabilities in a better pass offense that can win, I think that's not too unfair, because and I've said this, I may be the only one. I feel like when you look at the type of receiver that AJ is, I think the reality that we got to realize as fans is that we do win a lot, but I don't think that style of play is what every receiver want to be in. It's not.
No,
It's not.
absolutely.
It's not. It's not like if you put, because AJ, I believe in this generation, he's in the class with the Jamar Chases, the Justin Jeffersons, the CD Lambs. If you ask those guys, like, hey, yes, I know we want to win, but do you really want to play in the offense style like the Eagles? No, they want to play in the LA Ram offense. They want to play in the Seattle offense. They want to
they want to put the ball
play
up 35, 40 times a game.
Correct. And and they want to be effective and still, because you got to think there's many ways to win a football game. Like Seahawks won a Super Bowl this year with a triple crown receiver, I believe, or he put up these phenomenal numbers. Cooper Kupp did it when he was with Matt Stafford here in LA. So I'm like, we got to be, as much as we love our squad and we get it, we got to also be objective about the fact that not every wide receiver want to play this style of football. It's probably not the most fun. I don't even think Smitty probably had the most fun playing this. He just got a different demeanor about himself that people may feel like he's more quiet about it. But I just feel like people got to come to the realization that I don't know what next year going to look like, but the past 2 years, especially since we added Saquon, it's like the style of play that we got, if I'm being objective, I don't think no receiver is, oh God. What is going on? What is going on?
Well, they see what I tell y'all about AI. They getting
people are foolish. People are foolish, man. People are trick. But
oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But just kind of touching up on what I was saying. Yeah, I'm just like, I think, and it's unfortunate. I feel like a lot of us kind of be sour grapes. I mean, like, in my opinion, like I said, the AJ Brown era has been a massive success, regardless of what nobody.
Absolutely,
massive success. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the greatest acquisitions in franchise history. Trade, draft, free agency. It's one of the greatest ones. I think maybe top 5 ever. So, you know what I'm saying? If it is that he wants to play in an offense that can maximize them, and New England got to the Super Bowl last year. They weren't bad. So we got a style of play that, to this point, it's worked for us, but it is not wide receiver friendly, especially if you're talking about a potential Hall of Fame one. So you just got to come to grips with that, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think some of it is, I don't think he got no problem with nobody as far as the fan base. He just
I think he might have an issue with Sirianni.
Maybe. I can see that. He got an issue with somebody.
Yeah.
I don't think it's all roses and I don't think it's all flowers, but
how I look at it is like, listen, man, we got the best out of you. You had your best years here. If you do make it into the Hall, are you gonna put that Eagles hat on when they make that bust? Like, because this has been the most productive part of your career was here.
Correct.
So that's the dark side of it.
Right.
Because I understand you want to get the ball in your hands, but don't act like that was not happening. You got the ball more than anybody else, and you made the most of it. So, we got a chip out of this deal. So we can't complain.
Right. But here's the thing, though, and I'm not speaking for him, and maybe you can attest to this. One thing that I feel like elite guys have is they're never satisfied. So we
Right.
can sit up here and say that, well, AJ put up these numbers, but you got, and I don't disagree with this. As good as the numbers that he put up, are you trying to tell me that AJ Brown's potential production in the past, I would say really post Saquon, his production ain't been maximized. If you look at what Puka Nacua or Jackson Smith is doing, and we could talk, well, Jackson Smith did win the Super Bowl, but we could talk about the winning aspect, which is a part of it. But the last 2 years, we know the passing game has struggled on a consistent basis, not the one-off in the Super Bowl or the NFC. We talking about the totality of 2 years. So to him, he probably thinking, as good as the numbers I put up or decent, I could have been even better. You know what I'm saying? If the passing game was better. And I can't argue with that. If I'm just looking at it from the perspective of, what an elite wide receiver is thinking. Now, if you want to talk about the totality of a team, okay, that's different, but AJ's only one guy, and he's an elite guy. And how am I to, who am I to say that he's wrong for feeling like, hey, I feel like I can do more. I feel like, especially the receiver position being as dependent as it is, I don't control my fate on every play. Like, as bad as Saquon had, as bad as the offensive line was this year, Saquon, you could just turn and hand him the ball. He gonna get touched. He's just got to get touches too, because you can just turn around and give it to him. AJ's lining up 8-10 yards away and everything. How many times did you show plays this year where it was a pass play and AJ running wide open, but a dude missed the block and we couldn't get him the ball? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, those kinds of things I feel like factor into the mindset of a top-notch competitor and performer. Is like, whereas he did have success here, I do think there's something to be said about he probably could have been even better. Not would he have won? I don't know. Maybe not. But Jackson Smith-Njigba just won the Super Bowl.
Regardless of where he goes,
mm-hmm.
Let's say he does go to the Patriots. It's no guarantee that his year is going to be better.
It's not.
Because I'm looking at it like this.
I don't know, Coach. I think he'd go absolutely crazy over there.
My point is he might, but there's no guarantee.
It's not a guarantee, no.
My thing is, how do you define better, though? Are you talking about individually or collectively?
I'm not that crazy about Drake, man. No, his individual stats, because that's what it comes down to.
That's what it comes down to with AJ. In my opinion, individual
AJ Brown,
stats.
He had two good years left. By the time the season starts, he'll be 29.
Correct.
So, in my opinion, he's got 2 years left of where you would call him an elite receiver, and then you start kind of going down the Mike Evans tree. Mike Evans was he was still the man down in Tampa Bay, but he wasn't as good as what he once was.
Right.
He wasn't as fast as he used to be. He could still catch the rock. But a lot of that you got to put on the quarterback, getting the ball to the right positions and seeing them on time and things like that, which are some of the things that Jalen struggles with.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can. There's no guarantee that he's gonna go light it up in New England. No guarantee whatsoever.
I don't think.
Well, see, we don't know last year.
I think it's a decent chance, though. I'm not the way they pass the ball. I don't know, Coach. I think it's a decent chance here. I don't know about light it up, but do I think is it a decent chance that he'll put up better numbers there than he did here this year? Yeah, if I'm being honest about it, just from a passing production aspect. Yeah, they pass the ball better. I mean, why wouldn't he put up better numbers? Now, I don't know if they're gonna win like we do, because that's a whole different thing. But pass production, we ain't, like I said, for the talent that we've had in terms of receiving options, we've underachieved as a passing team. If I'm being completely honest about it. Strictly passing, not winning and losing, but as a passing team, we've underachieved for the weapons we had.
Absolutely, I agree with that 100%.
So,
but winning,
be straight though.
Winning, and more importantly, winning the Super Bowl, man, that covers a whole lot of warts.
It sure do.
That's a whole lot of warts. But I understand what Howie is doing. He knows where the holes are in the team, and he's trying to fill them holes.
Oh, I think that defense is going to be sensational.
Yes,
but the defense wasn't the problem, though. That's my only thing.
And I'm hoping Drew Makuba will be back.
Yeah.
I don't see why he wouldn't be, because when he was healthy, he was good.
Oh, he was getting better. And he was getting better. He's that guy that just always is around the ball. He's that ball
Right.
hawk. Like wherever the ball is, he's just gonna be there. He got a nose for the ball, and guys like that are just so crucial because you get in games, and if you got that guy that can create a turnover or two here and there, it could flip a game so quick. So, he's got that knack. Hopefully, he can just stay healthy. But like I said, Vic Fangio, I ain't gonna lie, he could put us out there as safety coach. We gonna have a good defense. That's just how I feel about it. No matter who out there, I'm just like, what this passing game and this offense gonna look like. I think the offensive line will be better because they can't be worse. By default, it'll be better if they just healthy. So,
well, I'm hoping that we will use Stowers more than people think.
oh yeah, the rookie.
Yeah,
I hope so.
because from everything that I've heard, I got to see it before I can vet it and make sure it's true. But from everything I heard with Mannion's offense, Jaden's going to be under center a lot.
Oh wow! All right.
So if you coming out from center and you always sticking that ball out, that's going to help you around the middle anyways.
Wasn't Hurts really successful under center last year?
Yes, he was.
The little times they did it.
He just didn't do it. I saw that clip, and that's an amalgamation of a lot of stuff. So, I take that with a grain of salt. We had some good plays from under center. I wish we would have ran more, but we didn't. So, we also had a lot of good plays in gun.
Yeah.
So let's keep it real for a minute. We want to run more. Most of the runs come from out of I formation or out of the gun formation. And then that goes back to what Dickerson and Cam Jurgens was doing, which was not much. So they were fighting pain through that. So, we just got to get to the next spot and keep it moving.
Facts. Facts, but we got some pieces to work with, and like you say, Coach, it's gonna play out how it play out. You say it all the time.
Gonna play out the way it play out, man. We just gotta wait and see.
We just got, you say, we just gotta wait and see. Week one will be here before you. I mean, time is flying low key, so we're gonna be here before you know it. And all these questions that we got, we gonna know pretty soon, man. One thing, if anything, I learned, I'm not gonna jump the gun, but I ain't gonna take too long to really know what we got to know about that team next year. I think we're gonna know pretty early because with all the new changes and everything, I don't think it'll get better hopefully throughout the year, but I think from early on you'll see some either good things or bad things because everything we saw at the end of last year, we saw going back to week one. It never really changed, to be honest.
Yeah, but you also got to remember, man. There's 30 teams that got to start back to square one.
Absolutely.
The other two teams were the ones that made it to the Super Bowl. Everybody else got to start back to square one.
Correct.
And the only reason I'm not including the ones that played in the Super Bowl is because you get a little extra juice when you actually play in the game.
Oh, yeah. Facts. Absolutely. I don't think New England going back though. I will say that, but hey, that's just me.
Yeah, it don't look good right now, but it's a lot.
But
it's a lot to
we'll see. But all right, Coach. I was just hopping on for a cool minute. Appreciate your time, always letting me hop on and talk a little bit with y'all.
For sure, man. I'm about to land this plane, bro.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate you,
always.
Art.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. So yeah, it's we just got to play the waiting game. I don't think we're gonna have any problems. Once we, I guarantee you, there's gonna be some stuff that Sean Mannion does that people are gonna love, and there's gonna be some stuff that he does that people are gonna hate. That's just ready. That's just the way that it is. So we just hope there's more good than bad. So, but one way or another, we gonna find out. So. But all right, man, I'm about to land this plane. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure if you are on mobile, hit that hype button. And we doing the damn thing, man. We gonna keep it going. Hopefully this Russini and Vrabel thing will end soon, but it don't look like it will. So it is what it is. But I'm about to get up out of here, man. Appreciate everybody for being on the chat with me, man. Appreciate Chris. Art, bringing your voice to the show, and we gonna keep it moving, man. And maybe we can get to the end of the week and not have no breaking news. We'll find out. So I'm gonna get up out of here. I will holler at y'all later, man. Appreciate you. Peace. And as usual, go Birds.
Yo, 2026 and the link is feeling cold. Stories of a super runner getting kinda old. Jalen under fire, say his vision's getting tight. Calling him uncoachable every single night. AJ in the tray, got me in my field. Mr. Hollywood is the brownest on the field. Man, he ain't calling plays, I be searching for the spark. Eagles flying solo, hunting shadows in the dark. Vrabel and Russini trying to launch a master plan. Ever since the photos got you sitting with the fans. Draft day approaching, how we sitting on this perch. Gotta fill some holes, so he's on the search. 10 toes down with the Eagles on the scene. Watching out for Cap, cause your boy is bleeding green. Searching through the trending topics, info moving slow. Pro fan talk, always keep you in the know. Hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Where the real ones bar. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover it all. Hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Where the real ones bar. From the birds to the league, we